Have you ever felt like really freaking sad in some kind of situation? You're sitting there and suddenly you're just overcome with sadness and emptiness. And you know what that is? I've experienced it a couple of times and I didn't understand why. But I knew that I was in the wrong place. Okay, you're in the wrong place with the wrong kind of people, maybe. For me, I was in the wrong place with the wrong people. People who would show to just drag me down for the coming years and pull me down and never help me to advance in my calling, in my life, in anything. And these would have a tremendous negative impact on my life. Even though these people were Christian brothers in the Lord, they were not for me in that season. But I failed to kind of follow through with that very strong leading that I got through my emotions. You know, when you're very sad about something, not anything, but I mean, if you feel, like, if something you do makes you feel very sad suddenly, then that's usually a sign from your inner man, inner woman, that you're doing something not in alignment with who you are as a child of God. You're not acting according to your faith or according to your purpose or your identity. Like, for instance, like you're just lowering yourself to some kind of standard that God did not intend for you. That could be one thing. And hanging out with people who are way below you, like below you in faith, below you in anything. They don't see your value. They don't give a shit about what you bring to the table. They don't see your value. That's a big one. Like, if you hang out with people who don't know your value and they just pull you down to their own level, that's a big one. That's a really big one, and you have to watch out for this. You just have to. And take the hint. Like, take the hints that the Holy Spirit gives you, that even that your emotions give you. I'm not saying that any emotion is like something you should act upon. You can have lying feelings and like feelings that are not good to act upon, of course. But if you feel sad inside from the way you are living or your actions, that's usually like, okay, you need to make an adjustment here. And if you see the same cycle repeating over and over again in your life, then what is that thing that is keeping you from advancing to the next level, to developing and growing, instead of always reverting to a bad existence? And I know for me it has been negative thinking, negative, you can call it like negative vibrational setting, because negativity, like that's demonic vibrational territory right there. If you always think the worst in your situations, if you always think shit about yourself, and all these things, and you don't remove yourself, you're always in the same toxic environments. I mean, everything that is around you is going to affect you somehow. I mean, you can be protected by God, of course, and like be in God's protection, but if you keep on putting yourself in environments that you know make you feel like shit, then that's on you. You have to get out of those environments that make you feel like shit, and be more aware of how you're feeling in certain situations, because you will know. That's like you have, God gave you your feelings, your GPS system, okay, to tell you, hey, something's wrong, hey, something's not right, or to tell you, yeah, this feels really good. And of course, I'm not talking about carnality and carnal Christians, or like, this is what the so many preachers, oh, don't follow your feelings, because they think that you follow your carnal feelings, the feelings of your flesh, like, and not your true inner emotions, like, or your true feelings in your soul and in your spirit. They will always say, oh, you should never follow your feelings, because that will just lead you astray and like make you go have sex and stuff with random people every day. And it's like, no, because my inner emotions, if I would have sex with people I'm not married to, I would feel that it's horrible. It would feel horrible. But these fucking preachers, they don't understand how to convey a message, or they don't even understand what they're preaching. So your feeling system is your GPS system, and the Holy Spirit will utilize that to tell you when something's right or wrong. You know, you have a conscience given to you from God. Who can explain conscience? Ask a scientist, let him explain to you, how does your conscience work? You know, you feel bad when you do something wrong. How in the world can they explain that thing? That's just ludicrous. It's from God, you know, and that's all. That's all there is to it. I don't care how they want to explain it, that you have like chemicals in your brain and stuff like that. You cannot explain that immediately after doing something wrong that's not in your like value system, or you know, suddenly you feel horrible because of this thing. You feel guilty, and they will say that it's like an evolutionary thing, you know. How would evolution ever reward someone who's doing right and punish someone who's doing wrong? How would evolution do that? Because if it was evolution, then you could do everything that is morally and ethically wrong and still be the best. Then evolution would actually reward you greatly for doing wrong, for taking the shortcuts, for stealing the money, for stealing the partners of others, you know, for doing everything that's bad. Evolution would probably reward you greatly, you know, because then you're the strongest, then you're the fittest, you're doing everything in a very smart way that you, yeah. So this is baloney, everything that these scientists try to tell you about how the world works. But we already know that, so. Of course they know some things, like they find out things that are actually true, but not everything. And the things of God, they have no clue about. That's for certain, unless they're Christians, or unless they're believers. Okay. So, but yeah, to conclude, my message is like, please try to be more attentive to how you feel in certain situations, because this will indicate to you what you should do and should not do. It's so easy. It is like, follow your intuition. I mean, there was a friend, or actually an older guy, he's not my friend, but he's a friend of the family, and like a prominent guy, a successful guy. And he told me, like, out of the blue, I'm praying to God, like, I have this horrible gut feeling about a person. And I'm like, I don't want it to be true, these things that I'm feeling. I wish that I was wrong, that my gut feeling is wrong. But then he tells me during this dinner, and I haven't told him anything about, like, gut feelings, or I don't know, but he tells me out of the blue that, you know, we can be wrong about a good gut feeling, but a bad gut feeling never lies. He told me that. A bad gut feeling never lies. You should always listen to that. And I'm like, oh man. You know, and even, you know, and this person that I was dealing with at that time, I always had this bad gut feeling. No matter if she told me that everything was okay and like she never did anything wrong, I would still, this feeling would come back time and time again. And you know, a couple of years later, or a year later, a year and a half or whatever, she finally tells me that something happened, you know, and that must be like, oh, really? So I asked you specifically about these things, like maybe 100 times, and she always lied every time. And then, of course, I still have a bad gut feeling. I still feel like she's not telling everything. And I just know that I can never trust that person. Ever. I can never trust what she's saying. Like, cause I know that she can lie for years and years. I know that she can tell a lie without having a bad conscience, you know? So, okay. And the thing that she admitted to is just the tip of the iceberg, you know? That's just the tip of the iceberg, and you just know. When you know, you know. When you know, you know. And these are the things that we should be more attentive to. Of course, sometimes we can have a wrong idea, but it's like 99% chance that you are correct about your feelings. But then because someone tells you that you're wrong, then you listen to them. Hey, be careful, guys. The world is not so nice that you think, okay? The world can be very nice, but not always. It's a dangerous place. God put us in a dangerous place, and to learn these things. And it's not without reason that Jesus said that you have to be wise as snakes and harmless as doves. It means that you have to know, you have to be streetwise, you have to not be stupid and foolish. And what is it called? Like, to believe everything you hear, to believe everyone, to believe that everyone wants the best for you is foolishness. I'm sorry to tell you. So that's why you have to be wise as snakes. You have to be cynical. Actually, you have to be quite cynical in this world, but still act according to God's laws that He put in your hearts. Okay. All right. Sorry for the rant. Sorry for some bad language here and there. I mean, I'm in this season where I don't really care so much. I just want to get things off my chest. And I'm done being like such a weak speaker, you know, and I'm not saying that cussing makes you a stronger speaker, but maybe it's more real. I feel more real. Like, I'm not, whatever. Okay, God bless you. Have a great day. I love you. And I'm just being real. Just real talk. God bless you. Have a great day.